Hello guys, welcome back to Gospel News with more information on as you take the go in case you never follow us on our social media handles quickly. You can do that as we proceed into details of why we are here today. Let's go straight. They say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is about to get justice in UK Court of Appeal. That's a good news that we are getting from there. That's a very nice one, and we want to say kudos to those people who are pursuing the right of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the UK court. They say UK Court of Appeal to hear Nnamdi Kanu's case June 22nd as lawyer condemns Britain's inability to protect citizens maltreated abroad. This Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, they say that this matter not in UK Nsobu on their stance in protecting democracy around the world. The case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has exposed these people to show that they are hypocrites and then they are error. That is what these UK people, where they do Manamananiru Gwampetenazu stands for. And on another story here, they say terrorists attack Niger State communities, kill 15 farmers and 13 vigilantes, abduct scores of residents. No be small matter. These Fulani terrorists are really giving it to this country where they call Nigeria. No be small thing. And then we have this our brother here, where they call Okwuluora. Matter where they in table, don't reach our table. No be small matter. When this young man come narrate, give us no be small thing. Look at it. They say he came out to tell us that he had a fracas with Ibom Air. That is an airline in Nigeria. Even myself gone where we say I travel, not even experience hitches, so only for Nigeria you go here say AC, they walk inside a plane. Their Motorola don't off, their engine don't off, then they use one engine, they fly only in Nigeria. The kind of evil spirit where they control that country, no be small thing. Also want to use this opportunity to tell Ibom Air to go and apologize to this young man because if I tell on waiting this young man talk, I know say some of you don't hear and some of you never still hear. What happened is that he told us that his luggages were with which he was going for an appointment in Lagos State were taken to Lagos while they chased him out from the airplane that was supposed to convey him to Lagos after he paid. No be say they do borrow, no be say he borrow money or he say later he go pay them for the flight. He don't pay, they book him in later, and so they take kick and come off for inside the plane. This is injustice, and an injustice to one is an injustice to all. Igbo people don't suffer for the hands of everything in this country. Okwuluora, and again though, we have told Ibom Air to go and apologize to you and rectify this matter with immediate alacrity before this thing go past the level when it dey now. And a lot of people don't talk, say they want to boycott Ibom Air, that this is unacceptable. So I beg, I believe that these people will do the needful and do the right thing right now. So as we proceed, we will go into Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case and see what's going on in the United Kingdom right there. They say the United Kingdom Court of Appeal will hear Nnamdi Kanu's family's appeal on June 22nd, 2023. That is in the next few days. That is when this court case will be coming up. As the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, spent over 2 years in the detention of the Nigerian government's secret police, the Department of State Services, which is DSS, when they for Abuja. And there they kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, can't keep him in solitary confinement for over 2 years now, which is against his human right. The United Nations have given a verdict concerning this matter that he should be released. And we all thought that they were going to take a drastic action against these people after 6 months, which they gave as an ultimatum. But up till now, when I talk to you, I don't know whether the United Nations went and collected bribe. We have not heard no Shiena. We never still hear no Rena. What a shame to the UN working group and every other people where they claim say they be human rights organizations. Despite the court order, we don't restrain the Nigerian government from further persecution and trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the reverse has been the case. They just exited Okonkonyano Goroina Sorok, which they call Muhammad Buhari, was being pleaded to from many angles, from everywhere, meaning responsible Nigerian, to release this man, but all failed. All to no avail. He did not do anything. Tinubu has entered power, and the plea has also continued. So we are just hoping that somehow, relief will come from somewhere, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will regain his freedom. Even though the man have said no way of going back from this Biafra agitation, that Biafra must be actualized now or never. So we stand with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In continuation with this update here, they say confirming the court sitting, Kanu's family's UK lawyer, Shireen Maka of Bindmans LLP, in a press release on Wednesday, kicked against why there is no clear and principled policy around protecting British citizens mistreated abroad. The lawyer in the release obtained by Sahara reporters through Kanu's Nigerian Special Counsel, Aloy Ejimako, noted that Kanu's case will set an important precedent on whether the British government has the right to avoid making a decision on whether a British citizen is subject to fundamental breaches of international law in spite of overwhelming evidence of violations of their right. Now, waiting this matter now go force the UK to state whether they stand for injustice. Of course, we know with what has been happening in Nigeria that these people are crooked people. They are not sincere people. Then they do wuru. If they are sincere, by now, this man should be a walking free man because he has done nothing wrong in agitating over a failed contraption that has been killing dreams, killing souls, and wasting the entire lives of people on this planet Earth. In the statement titled Why Nnamdi Kanu's Case Matters to Every British Citizen Traveling Abroad, the UK lawyer wrote, according to the Office for National Statistics, UK residents make around 19.1 million visits abroad each year. Most of these residents will be British citizens with passports, declaring to authorities of other states that the Queen, and so now the King, requests and requires all those whom it may concern to allow the bearer to pass freely, without let or hindrance, and to afford the bearer such assistance and protection as may be necessary. And most will assume that if they are denied such assistance and protection abroad, and worse still are seriously harmed, then the UK government will step in to assist them. After all, the most basic function of any state is to protect its own citizens. But in this case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the reverse has been the case. The UK has foiled out, the UK has fallen out of their duty to protect this man who has been incarcerated and illegally abducted and extraordinarily renditioned from Kenya back to Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, which is awaiting a hearing in the UK's Court of Appeal on 22nd June this year, is set to put each of these assumptions to the test. That is because if the High Court was right to reject his family's judicial review claim earlier this year, the UK government has what amounts to a right to remain indifferent and passive when British citizens' rights are grossly abused abroad. And what this BB grammar means is that if any of the UK's citizens are grossly abused abroad or they do them anyhow, that means that UK has no right to intervene, since they cannot intervene in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, because as you cannot rob Paul to pay Peter. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a legal resident in the United Kingdom. Indeed, the right would mean that the government can avoid ever making a decision about what has happened or is happening to its citizens when they are abroad and desperately seeking its help. The facts of the case are stark. Mr. Kanu is a beloved husband and father to family in the UK. He is also leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, a group that calls for self-determination of Biafra land And crucially, he is also a British citizen who has been subject to the most serious human rights violations, including being detained for 2 years in Nigeria in an intelligence agency facility in conditions that amount to torture. As a British citizen, he traveled with the same expectations of protection by the British state as any other British citizen who may be mistreated abroad. However, unlikely that may be, unfortunately for Mr. Kanu, such protection has been conspicuously lacking in his own case. Now they see how the UK left Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to suffer when they are supposed to take responsibility of responding and protecting their citizens. What a shame to this failed country that calls themselves UK. Before we used to call it Great Britain. When we hear Oyibo countries, we feel like we are going to heaven. But today, as I speak to you, these countries have shown us that they are only, after money and their selfish and personal gains. Perhaps, surprisingly for many, the question for the court is not what should the UK government do to help him. Okay, that's not the question we are asking now. Instead, it is, should the UK make its mind up about what has happened to him and then decide what to do? Because for over 2 years, the government has said it cannot and will not make those critical decisions. Because it concerns this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it concerns this man. In June 2021, whilst visiting Kenya, Mr. Kanu was abducted by Nigerian security services. He was detained and tortured for around 10 days in Kenya at a black site before being forcibly transferred from Kenya to Nigeria on a private plane without any due process. For nearly 2 years, he has been held in solitary confinement in a Spartan cell at the Nigerian Intelligence Agency headquarters in Abuja, Nigeria. He has been denied adequate medical treatment despite a long-standing medical condition and a court order. Since his detention, Muna pay attention, Mr. Kanu's family has been asking the British government to take steps to secure his release on the grounds that there was no lawful basis for bringing him to Nigeria, and he was therefore subject to extraordinary rendition. Mr. Kanu's family have also argued that his ongoing detention is arbitrary, which is true. To date, however, the Foreign Secretary has failed to reach any firm view on whether Mr. Kanu was subject to extraordinary rendition. He claims only a provisional view is possible, despite the overwhelming evidence and the robust assertions of the United Nations and the Nigerian Court of Appeal. Mr. Kanu's family have brought a legal challenge against the FCDO on the basis that reaching a firm concluded view is necessary to lawfully determine what steps should be taken to assist this man. No be small matter. If you begin to talk about this case here, we'll go sleep here today. And no matter we will go here on the 22nd of this very month in the United Kingdom to see what the stance of this Yeye government went there for UK. Boris Johnson was the one who was there before. Instead of him to take a very bold stand, now so they work up and down to today. As he be now, bless I go come out. Later, we will talk about this other terrorist attack. We don't happen for Niger State. No be small thing, this country. It don't scatter finish. Ndi Buhari potara noro. He take care over. Okwuluora, I'm gonna try settle this matter before it will reach our head office. You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.